Let's do that. Try it again. They're done the term, right?
We actually want to make a.
So you can remind me, the one's flag and gaff tape? You need to look at it.
I will remind you. When would you like a reminder? Tomorrow? Next week? 5 minutes?
Before Megaplex.
Okay, I'll remind you the date of Megaplex. Like, hey, by the way, one speaker's with that gaff tape sucks. Don't use it, man. A little reminder on my phone for next week. Like, yeah. So if something about that speaker with gas tape on it, I did my job.
Like an hour.
An hour, yeah, exactly. The minute of it starting. Like, yeah, don't use that speaker at all.
You gotta send me that video. My phone's again right now.
Well, don't worry. I'll be able to go on YouTube.
Perfect.
There we go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our show. Before I introduce you to your laser artist, or laserist for this performance, we at Laser Fantasy thought it would be nice if I first explained a little bit about the laser itself. Just how exactly it creates that thin line of light we're all so familiar with. So fasten your seatbelts. I do have a special guest star with me to explain the laser. And he can get a little carried away with his topic. He is a rather excitable little fellow. Please welcome my friend and yours, the Electron.
Hello. Pleased to meet you. I'm an electron. This is a laser. You're humans. Allow me to explain. This whole laser thing starts with electricity, see? A flow of electrons, that's me, move into a sealed glass tube filled with a gas, like argon, or krypton, or a mixture, like helium-neon. The atoms of those gases absorb guys like me. Kind of like when that one alien guy absorbed Spock's mind. Only I'm okay, see? So this atom now has more energy than it's used to. It gets excited, and its electrons, that's me again, jump up to a higher orbit. It's kind of like eating too much candy. Too much sugar? I'm sure you can relate. You humans get overstimulated, and it's not a pretty sight.
Little Egbert has had too many sweets again.
But we electrons, unlike humans, just dump that extra energy and fall safely back to where we were in our orbits. Where does that energy go, you ask? Just a second. I was just getting there, I reply. Kick 5. Hold your horses. Chill out. Back off, man. This is the important stuff. When an atom's excited electrons, that's me, fall back to their normal state, that energy is released as a photon. What's a photon? A photon is what your typical human scientist would call a single package of light. That's right, light. Photons are light. They're everywhere. Now listen up. What's different about photons of laser light is the way these guys can dance. Yeah. See, when a photon hits an atom of gas that's already excited, another photon gets emitted, and now both of them travel in exactly the same direction, and perfectly in step. Get it? Yeah? Good, but I'm ahead of myself. Let's back up a bit. Where were we? What have we got? Electricity stimulated the atoms of gas to emit photons in the laser tube. Okay, right. So we've got photons shooting all over the place. That's what we've got. Dive-bombing photons locked inside the laser tube, shooting everywhere, but going nowhere in particular. But did I tell you about the mirrors? Sorry. There's a mirror on each end of the laser tube. So, there's a whole lot of photons going a whole lot of different directions, see? But sooner or later, some lucky photon is going to travel exactly straight down the laser tube and bounce off that mirror. So he can travel exactly down the laser tube and bounce off the other mirror. Ha! Now, when he hits other excited atoms in his way, they're going to emit another photon traveling exactly down the laser tube. And those two are going to hit more atoms, so even more photons are going to bounce exactly down the laser tube. And pretty soon, yeah, you get the picture. Most everybody's doing the same dance. Same step exactly. Jam. Alive! Stimulate! Bit! Reflex! In step! Make track! Impact! But as you can see, this process doesn't get anyone, anywhere, unless there's a way for this army of hit, in-step, jamming photons to escape. Lucky for them, thoughtful, and compassionate humans, just like yourself, designed the front mirror of the laser tube to be only partially reflective. So, a small percentage of photons is constantly passing right through the mirror, traveling perfectly in step, perfectly in phase, perfectly straight through the air, thus creating the awesome and compelling line of light you call the laser beam. So, don't forget, I'm an electron, you're a human. This is a laser, that's why, and that's that. Ciao, folks.
Now that was a unique individual. I warned you, didn't I? I hope we've helped you to understand a little more about the process of creating laser light.
Oh, what's that mean? What are you insinuating? Is that an insult?
I can only hope. I now turn you over to the laser artist who will be performing for you today, your laserist. Enjoy the show.
There's one single dot of light that's being moved around really fast. And this particular piece was also produced in like the early 90s. So the artwork, complexity, and basically everything we have was designed for scanners about 3 generations before the current ones that we have.
Wow.
So if you actually look at some of the images, there's actually a bit of wiggle in the bottom of the frames and such.
Yeah.
And that's actually due to the fact that this content was originally recorded on old reel-to-reel decks with FM modems to actually store the signal. So it was all analog storage that was then changed over.
It looks like it was deliberately made that way.
A little bit. I mean, some of it's style.
They had the limitations of the equipment inside the artwork.
I can run one of the graphics pieces too if you want. If you want to listen to the show.
Oh yeah, sure, thank you. Let me get set up first. Whenever you're ready, Fizz.
Another piece of laser I wanted to see.
So these pieces kind of better show off the graphics than the scanners. It's like 45 minutes into the show, so there's one couple pieces.
How much can that store?
Minutes. Hundreds of hours. Oh, it's all hard drive. It's a 2 terabyte drive and then you can record it in 10 weeks.
Okay. You got room for more.